This podcast is being recorded and produced on Gadigal land.
We pay our respects to the traditional custodians of this country and elders past, present.
We extend our respect to any First Nations, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people joining us today.
Always was, always will be Aboriginal land.
I'm Brittney Saunders.
And I'm alright, hey. And this is High Scrollers, the podcast version of your favourite group chat.
If it's trending, going viral or has you gripped, we're talking about it.
Coming up on this episode, Taylor Swift has some news that has sent the Swifties into meltdown mode, doll. Stop the press. Plus, a Grammy Award winner has been spotted working at none other than Starbucks.
And Shania Twain has put up a new TikTok that's got me feeling a little puzzled.
We have questions. Deal me in, doll. Let's go. Oh, you're listening to the number one podcast in the country, doll. Sorry.
We did say that. I've been saying that even before we recorded, but the fact that we've actually hit number one after one episode, I feel like I manifested that.
I mean, who knows how long we'll stay there. Probably by the time this episode goes up.
We're back down to number 50, but we're going to make the most of it and lap it up while we are.
We loved the response to our first episode. Like, it made me giddy how on board everyone is with this podcast. So thank you so much for listening, subscribing, following, rating 5 stars, leaving reviews, all the comments on social media. It actually has been quite overwhelming, but it's been amazing. And we're so happy that we're your new favourite pod. And we're so happy to be here.
We're just claiming that this is everyone's favourite podcast now.
Yeah. I do love that our efforts have changed so drastically since last week, because last week for our first record, when you were driving down, you called me and you were like, I'm about half an hour away. And I was like, geez, I'm still in bed, because obviously you're driving like 2 hours from Newcastle.
Yes.
And then this week...
We've had a little sleepover.
Because you were like, I'm not driving down in the morning, doll. Pump up the air mattress.
Oh, you know what? I woke up at like 3:50 this morning and it was basically on the ground. So I had to get up and pump it back up and go back to sleep. I don't know if there's a little hole in it, or is it just normal for air mattresses to go down?
I don't know.
Like, is that a standard?
I don't think they are, but I think like everyone's air mattress is like on the ground after a couple hours. Like everyone wakes up on the ground if they sleep on an air mattress.
So my back is a little bit broken, but I'm still here.
Yeah. So we had an overwhelming response to episode 1. I think that a lot of people asked for us to do longer episodes, which we're going to try this week. So you bitches better listen the whole way through.
Absolutely.
And you better listen twice.
Please.
So we can prove to Nova that longer episodes are worth it, because that was the biggest and loudest kind of feedback that we had. So we've got that for you today. And if you don't like that, then that's a you problem, not a me problem, doll.
So one thing that we haven't worked out, and I feel like we need to, because it's one of those things that we can't do later, it has to be now, is we have to give all of our listeners a name. You know how when you listen to a podcast, everyone's got like a name for their listeners?
Yeah.
We want to know, what do we call you lot?
Because we've actually been brainstorming this since before we started the podcast, and we can't seem to settle on something that we both agree on or that really just hits and we're like, yeah, that's it. And we thought Scrollers is the most obvious one. And people actually started calling themselves Scrollers in the comments last week.
It does make the most sense, I guess. It does.
And I think we can start each episode with like, hi, Scrollers, like, welcome, which is a nice little double entendre play on words. But, you know, with the casino theme, is it jokers? Is it dealers? My friend Mitchell Coombs had a fabulous idea called Insider Traders, which I loved, because this is like a little group chat, a secret club. And I'm like, Insider Traders. Sorry.
I feel like that one's a bit hard to say though. Insider traders.
Yeah, I know, it is a mouthful,
Hello,
clearly.
insider traders.
Are we just going with Scrollers? See, I was going to put it out to the listeners. I hate saying the word listeners. It's so naff. But I was going to put it out to the listeners and get them to name themselves and let us know on social media, like, what you think we should call you, because we're a little bit stuck. Scrollers is probably where it's headed, but if anyone comes up with anything better,
even if you have other suggestions other than what Matt has just said, please leave us a comment on any of our socials or send us a DM, whatever it is. We want to know.
We'll be looking out.
What do you want to be called?
And we'll come to a verdict next week.
On our first episode, Matt did some amazing impersonations. Well, one good one of the Follow the Yellow Brick Road. And then in our comments, we did notice that a lot of people were asking for you to do the Raw reference
do the Raw, which
from
I didn't
Shrek.
understand. Yeah, I only saw like one comment, but I think it got a couple likes. I need to hear you do the Raw, which I know is from Shrek, but I have no idea like what it is or what it sounds like. But I think our producer Chae over here is going to play us a little clip.
Do the roar.
Okay, so off you go.
I'm going to give it my best shot. Okay.
Do the roar. Do the roar.
Was that good? Was that spot on?
Do the roar. Do the roar. Do the roar. Do the roar.
I feel like it's very similar to the Follow the Yellow Brick Road voice.
No, but Follow the Yellow Brick Road is a bit more,
Follow the yellow brick road.
you know, like it's a little bit more grainy, a bit husky.
Every episode you've got to have to say that.
The Munchkin's got COVID, doll. He's like,
Follow the yellow brick road.
so,
You're going to have to say that in every episode
I
now,
know.
you know. You're going to have to somehow reference it every time.
oh, gosh. Anyway, should we get on with it, love?
Yeah, let's get on to the episode. So let's kick off this episode with our royal flush of the week, which if you don't know what it is, it's something that we're doing every week, and it's basically our highlight of the week that we saw on social media, right?
Yeah.
So what was yours?
My one this week is Miley Cyrus. I mentioned in last week's episode, she's got the new song out, Used to Be Young, which still hasn't grown on me, I'll be honest. But what I am loving is some of her promo around it. So my royal flush of the week is Miley Cyrus's Used to Be Young reflection series, I guess you could call it.
Yep.
Basically on my TikTok, it's Miley with an iPad full of memories and like videos from her entire career, all the way from her audition tapes for Hannah Montana and all the way up to present day, and things like her performances at American Music Awards and VMAs and things like that. And she talks through them all with like really cute little anecdotes and like tells a little bit of behind the scenes, which I think in this day and age is like what people want.
Everyone wants to see behind the scenes, and I've been loving seeing those pop up as well. And I love when you see celebrities which can seem so out of reach and out of touch to the rest of the world, to see them doing something so like normal and down to earth and reflecting on a really big moment in their life, I think is really refreshing to see, like as a viewer or consumer of celebrities' content.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's a really smart move from Miley. A lot of people have said that her recent album, or maybe even her last two albums, were a bit of a flop, which I disagree with. I kind of loved Endless Summer Vacation. I was really into it.
I don't think I know any of the songs that much.
Oh, it's a vibe. You should listen to it on your 2-hour drive home today.
All right, I'll add it to my queue.
But yeah, if you haven't seen Miley Cyrus like reacting to the old videos of herself, it's a really cool series that she's doing. I've seen it on TikTok. I'm sure it's other places on the internet. You'll be able to find it. That's my royal flush of the week. What about you, Joel?
It's just something little, but I feel like it's something that's improved my life, and it's on TikTok. It's the fact that you can now, which I'm sure you know, can speed it up and watch it in 2 times speed. And all you have to do is hold the far left or the far right side of the screen. Did you not know? Oh my goodness, it's about to change your life.
Our producer Chae is like, what?
See, I knew someone wouldn't know.
Yeah.
To me, that's the best thing that's happened.
What's funny is like when that feature first came out, TikTok actually sent me a notification and was like, this is now a feature. Hold down and test it out. And like I had to, so I've known for ages, and
you're one of the chosen ones.
I know. Everyone seems so shocked by this. Originally, it came out that it was just the left-hand side of the screen, but it is the right-hand side of the screen as well.
So next time you're on TikTok, give it a whirl and your life will change forever. Because sometimes I don't want to skip the whole way through to the end of a TikTok, but it is good to just watch it in fast forward.
But you know as well, down the bottom of a TikTok, if there's no like bar where the little tick is going across, you can just pause and then that shows up and then you can swipe across to the end.
Did not know that. You learn something new every day.
I know. That's what we're here for, Joel. It's been a very exciting week for the Swifties because Taylor Swift has announced the Eras movie is coming. Oh, Joel.
So what is this, a movie of her concert?
A movie of her concert.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Which I love a concert movie. I've got all the Kylie Minogue DVDs of all her concerts, and on a rainy day I'll just pop one on and I'll be set, Joel. It'll set my life straight. So I can't wait. I hope we get it. Here's the tea. It'll show for 13 weeks in North America only from October 13. We know Taylor Swift loves an Easter egg. Her favourite number is 13, and so it's all these 13s popping up.
Right.
But North America is the only place that's going to get it in cinemas because the two.
Wait, you can go to the movies and watching
Yes,
it?
it's
What?
exclusively in movies. It's not even on streaming or anything
She
at
is
this
grabbing
stage.
all of the cash and I like it.
Yeah. I think because this Eras tour has been so big that she's currently doing, she started in March, it's going till next November, but the North American leg is done, which is why they're getting it in cinemas. But at this stage, like, we're not here in Australia, but our Eras tour isn't till next February or something.
So is it also like a documentary of what she's done on the tour?
We're
or is it
not
just
sure.
a concert?
We're not sure because the runtime I saw was like 2 hours and 50 minutes.
So it's got to have other bits in it, like
Well,
behind the scenes.
No, the concert itself is like 3.5 hours. So they've actually cut it down for the movie. So we're all just a little bit confused right now. The Swifties are in meltdown mode. Everyone's like, what's going on? And of course, Swifties around the world are like, well, we're going to have to fly to North America to watch the movie. Can you imagine?
The tourism.
Can you imagine flying to another country to watch a movie?
People will.
Could never be me. Sorry.
If I'm being honest, I've never watched a movie of a concert.
Really?
Yeah.
Not even the Jonas Brothers one on Disney Channel or nothing?
Remember, I didn't have Foxtel.
Neither, but I was going to my friend's house, remember?
I've never watched a concert in a movie.
Really?
Yeah.
I saw the One Direction movie in
See, I
cinemas.
missed all that. Like, I'm a little bit older. Like, so One Direction
Oh, by
was...
1 year.
Yeah. But in wisdom, that's like 5 years.
No, that's like that friend that's 1 year older than you. Oh, you've got so much to learn.
You really
oh,
do.
Mate, just wait till you
Wait,
grow
how
up.
old are you?
I'll be 29 next month.
See? Okay, yeah, it is like 1 year. But, hey, that's a whole lot longer.
Well, look, about this movie, I'm very excited. As we know, I love a concert movie. And look, this is probably going to piss off the Swifties, but I have become a Taylor Swift fan in 2023, which was not on my bingo card.
How much of a fan are you now?
Ride or die. Like, she's up there.
Shit.
She's up there. And look, for me, I have been through, I feel, a roller coaster of emotions with Taylor Swift. I actually saw the other day, because I did feel a bit guilty getting tickets to her Eras tour that's coming to Australia next year. I felt a bit guilty not being like a long-time Swiftie, but also then thought to myself, well, the long-time Swifties have probably seen her before.
Yeah, exactly.
So wouldn't they want everyone to experience her magic? You know what I mean? It's like Disneyland. So I got my tickets and I'm ready to go. But I saw at Facebook, you know how Facebook sends you memories every day?
Yeah.
I saw one literally like last week that said in 2012, I watched this movie called, which must have been a concert movie, Road to Fearless or something.
Right.
And I wrote a status being like, wow, Taylor Swift is so amazing. So for the people who said I was a fake Swiftie,
You're not.
it's been a decade, love. Some of you weren't even born then. Anyway, I definitely in the Katy Perry and Taylor Swift feud was Team Katy.
There was a feud?
Yeah. I think Katy Perry attempted to like steal Taylor's backup dancers or something, but honestly, it was so long ago, I can't be bothered remembering.
See, I'm not up with all this stuff. This is why I've got you.
Honestly, it was so long ago that I can't really remember and it's not really that relevant. And I think they're like great friends now anyway. I think it was like girls fighting and now they're like, no, women empowerment. Do you know what I mean? Like, So I feel like it was a different time 5 years ago. And I feel like, you know, so much misogyny, et cetera, with the hate for Taylor, whatever. The point is, the Eras tour actually is what sold me on Taylor Swift because it took over my For You page. And so it's all I was seeing. And I was like, this is the most magical thing ever. Then I was into it. Then you should have seen my reaction when she announced Speak Now, Taylor's version. And then you should have seen my reaction when she did 1989, Taylor's version. I'm watching the live stream, screaming in bed, like watching her perform at her concert on this live stream on TikTok. I'm just a changed person. And I will say, because someone did message me in an episode of my old podcast last year, towards the end of 2022, someone asked me whether I was a Taylor Swift fan on the podcast. And I said, oh, you know, I'm not a fan, but I'm not a fan. I just don't really care for her. Well, I'd like to retract that statement here and now and say I am a fully fledged Taylor Swift fan. And I'm so excited for this movie. And I'm hoping that it comes to Australia.
Yeah, like, do we not have the opportunity to watch it?
Well, I'm hoping it eventually goes to streaming, or if it comes to Australia, it's like after our tour here.
Do people still watch those websites where you go and watch the movies for free?
Oh, Pirate Bay?
Yeah, remember all those?
Pirate Bay? And what else would you have? LimeWire was for music, wasn't
Yeah.
it? What else could you get movies on?
There was tons of websites and you'd have to go through and like jump through all the ads popping up and like the viruses and shit. Do people still watch
I was never like confident enough. I always thought I'd get arrested if I did that.
I definitely did.
I used LimeWire. The music was coming down thick and fast, but full on movies. And because I think as well, the risk back then, like 10 years ago, if you downloaded a movie on the internet, you could fuck up your entire fucking
computer
life.
gone.
Because the virus that downloaded would just take all your computer and blow it up into smithereens. And then your mum and your dad would be like, oh, you've ruined our lives, our bank account's drained.
We should have got the Norton antivirus.
Yeah.
Remember going to the shops, you're like, now do you want to buy a Norton antivirus for an extra $150? It's a fucking CD that's going to fix the virus.
Yeah.
The times have changed.
Yeah. So basically, I never downloaded the movies. And then I think if I did download movies, it was at a friend's house. And then like they'd either be in French or they'd have people walking in front of them. Because remember, people would just put a camera in the movie cinema.
Yes, it was like wobbly and fuzzy.
And people would be walking in front of them. You just see the shadows. So no, never really got around downloading the movies, but music on demand. Oh, loved that.
Yeah. And then remember when you would download things on LimeWire and it would be that guy and he's like, I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Did you ever get that? Do you remember?
Yes.
You download a song and go to play it.
You'd be like, Only Girl in the World by Rihanna. I can't wait to listen to this.
It's like, I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Good
the
times.
original Rickroll.
On the weekend, I was scrolling on TikTok as you do.
Yeah.
TikTok is one of those apps, like I love it so much and I use it so much for work and I find all like the trendy things on there for us to do at work. But at the same time, I waste so much of my time on there.
Yeah. I waste more time on Instagram.
Really?
Yeah. But it's all about balance, you know.
Yes, exactly. That's how I feel. Anyway, Shania Twain popped up on TikTok. By the way, I'm loving seeing all these random celebrities just getting TikTok now. Like, who would have ever thought that Shania Twain would have like social media in 2023?
And none of them can use it, right? Can they? Like, they all post ridiculous stuff. They all post things that are so boring or the trends from 2020.
Yeah.
I can't remember who it was, but I saw some celeb the other day do the makeup trend where they put the brush to the camera and then suddenly they're all glam.
Oh, no.
Who was that? I can't even remember, but I was like, 3 years too late, darling.
Get with the times. Well, anyway, I didn't know Shania Twain was on TikTok, although videos of her have been popping up all over my For You page.
Of her recent concert?
Yeah.
Where she was, because she was being a bit of a cook bitch, wasn't she? Wearing a wig and dancing around all weird and...
Are you a Shania hater?
No. I love Shania Twain, but she was getting a lot of hate recently for her recent tour because she came out, I think people were just like, this isn't the Shania Twain we know.
Yeah, I saw people saying like they can't recognize her or whatever.
Yeah, because she looked all different and had like heavy makeup and like a blonde lace front wig on and whatnot. And apparently she was hardly singing at all, which I think she was actually sick and like lost her voice or had some damage to her vocal cords with all of that. I'm not really sure. But people like didn't know that and were saying she hardly sung any of the lyrics. And there was one video where like the audience was just singing the whole song. Which I'm kind of in two minds about. I'm like, if you can't sing, why are you putting on a concert, love, you know?
Some celebrities never sing. Brittney Spears.
I know, but she wasn't allowed to. We'll have to get into that another time.
I love her. Anyway,
what's Shania Twain done?
She popped up on my For You page. And it's just like her typing on a laptop. I don't even really know what the video is, but what caught my attention was the caption. And she's sitting at a table and she's got a laptop in front of her and typing, right?
Oh, I saw this.
Which made me just stop in my tracks. And I thought, do celebrities actually like work on a laptop? Like, you know? And anyway, the caption also hinted that she had so many unread emails. Like the caption says, physically, I'm in Switzerland working through my unread emails. And then it just made me think, do you think that Shania Twain has a personal email address that we could find out and just send her an email and she would actually open her emails and get it?
Yeah.
You reckon?
I've got it. I'm a good friend of hers. Shani T. Shani T at hotmail.com.
What? What did you say?
Shani T at hotmail.com.
Shani.
What about when we were younger and everyone had the most cooked email addresses?
Yep.
You know, I had I_M_A_Llama .go_Stewie _HSM, as in High School Musical, lover, LUVVA.
Imagine having
123 at hotmail.com.
No.
Like, there was, you know, I had to add the 123 because someone else had taken
the other
the
one,
rest of it. Like, the most cooked email addresses. Did you ever have a cooked one?
I did. I had, quite literally, my sister is a dickhead at hotmail.com. That was dead set my email. And you want to know what's funny? So I own retail stores, and when we have customers come in, we have this little screen thing when they're checking out. It's really high tech, and we just grab their email for their receipt because we don't do paper receipts.
Oh, no.
And so they can either type it in themselves or we can ask them like, oh, just pop in your email address to give you the receipt. And the embarrassment on a lot of people's faces when they've still got like an old embarrassing email address is still very real in 2023.
Yeah.
So if you're listening and you have a bad old email, it's time to upgrade it.
Please. You know, I went through a phase of like having an email specifically for spam and specifically for shops who would be like, do you want your email? You get $10 off next time you shop. And I'm like, yeah. So I had an email that was specifically for that and I just literally never checked it unless I needed to. But celebrities having an email?
I need to know.
But they surely do because think how would they sign up to literally anything in their life?
And then are their email addresses like so hard to figure out that no one like...
No, I reckon it's...
Do you reckon it's Shani T at hotmail.com?
No, I reckon it's...
Gimme K at Hotmail.
I reckon it's Shania at ShaniaTwain.com.
We need to like send out a bunch of emails and try and guess what her email address is. And it brings me on to the question. Do celebrities, number one, do they have a personal email? You're saying yes. I'm saying I don't know. And if they do have one, I reckon they don't read it. Do celebrities reply to their own emails? Or do they obviously have like a personal assistant or whatever? And what celebrities have never replied to an email in their life? And which ones started by replying to their own emails and then got too famous that they don't reply anymore? Go.
But how do you contact a celebrity? See, when I think like big celebrities, I don't know why, but the first one that comes to mind is like Nicole Kidman. I can't see her replying to an email.
Do you think she has ever replied to an email? Like, do you reckon at the start when she was young? And then do you get to a certain level
emails were around? Because emails were just for the elite to begin with.
Really?
Yeah, like not everyone could get an email, doll. I think it costs money to begin with as well. Yeah.
So you think Nicole Kidman has never replied to her own email?
Yeah, I'm saying that here first. You've heard it here first on High Scrollers.
Nicole Kidman has never replied to her own email address. Which celebrity do you think started out their career quite small and they were replying to emails themselves and then they got too famous and then they stopped replying and someone else did for them?
Me.
Piss off.
Me, I don't reply to my own emails except to my manager.
Oh,
so
it's giving diva.
It's not giving diva. It's giving professional boundaries. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. What about an actual celebrity though?
Well, I know that one, I guess, celebrity that I know uses an email.
Yeah.
Because my uncle was once in an airport traveling somewhere in the world and he sat next to this man, hit it off, had a conversation, talking about life, you know, and my uncle described what he did for work and then this person described what he did for work and then was like, oh, you know, I'm coming to Australia in a few months. I would love to catch up with you because I need this and this done. And evidently my uncle could have helped him with that. And he was like, here's my email address. I don't know what the email address was, but that man was Jimmy Choo, as in the shoe designer and the designer.
Fuck?
Jimmy Choo. So Jimmy Choo uses an email and replies to his own emails because my uncle was emailing Jimmy Choo.
Right.
There's a celebrity that I know uses an email.
Okay. Who's a celebrity that like came from humble beginnings?
Gaga.
Yeah.
I think Gaga. But again, like I don't know if Gaga's an email bitch. I reckon she's a WhatsApp girl, you know?
Yeah.
She's on WhatsApp. She's on Telegram, doll. She's texting.
I wish I could see into a celebrity's inbox if they do have one.
Mm.
How many emails are they getting? Are they like setting aside time to sit down and reply?
Yeah, I guess so. You're making me logically try and think about this.
That's why I
What's
wanted
a celebrity that you think started from humble beginnings and then now doesn't reply to emails.
I reckon the Kardashians, not that they like sort of started from humble beginnings, but I feel like they still reply to emails, but
I
maybe
think
not.
it's relative. Like Kim isn't replying to an email from someone random. Like she's replying to her manager. Quite like me. Like, I mean, Kim
You're in
and
the
I
same
are
league
on the
as
same.
Kim.
Yeah, exactly.
KimmyK@hotmail.com.
Yeah, Kim. Stop that. For all our American listeners, I know it's pumpkin spice latte season at the moment.
Have you?
Oh, jinx. Under a roof. Have you ever had a pumpkin spice latte? No, I haven't either. I think I had a pumpkin spice cheesecake from the Cheesecake Factory when I was in America,
nice.
but I don't know whether I vibed it and I can't even remember what it tasted like.
I'll tell you what freaked me out about the Cheesecake Factory. Well, not freaked me out. I'd just heard about it for so long, obviously in like movies and TV and stuff. Going there, they have the cheesecakes on display, but it's a full restaurant with every kind of food that you can get.
Yeah. And the cheeseburger spring rolls are number one on the menu. They changed my life.
Oh, I didn't try those. And what's crazy is I think I've been there in America and in Hawaii. Well, obviously that's for the same freaking country.
Yeah.
But I went to two different Cheesecake Factories. The portion size in America is just on another level.
Yeah. Which is great for me.
Like, why is everything so big? We order like a starter salad and it's like a family share bowl.
Yeah, I don't know. Every time I go to America, I come back like 10 to 20 kilos heavier. I remember when I came back in like 2015, my family were waiting for me at the airport because I was gone for like almost 4 months or something, and their faces like dropped.
No!
Because I put on so much weight.
No.
Anyway, it's a different time back then. Everyone loves fat people now. But anyway, we're so off track. We're on a tangent. Basically, the reason I asked about pumpkin spice lattes is because Ed Sheeran has been spotted serving pumpkin spice lattes at Starbucks to celebrate the launch of his new album. It's called Autumn Variations, and of course, autumn in America is fall, and fall equals pumpkin spice lattes. Don't ask me why. It's just what they do.
Did you see that girl on TikTok the other day as well that was saying she was so confused about it being the seasons in Australia and America?
Did you not see my reply?
Oh, you did too. Yeah. I think that's where I
reply.
saw it actually.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, she was going on about like she wasn't sure whether we called it August, and she was like, how does it work? You're in winter right now and we're in summer. And I said in that video, like, I literally had an American and we love our American listeners here, but I once had an American ask me when we celebrate Christmas because they weren't sure. I'm like, Christmas is a date. Like, it's Jesus' birthday apparently, or so on and so forth. So like, it's not changing, babe. So we celebrate at the same time as everyone else. But to promote his new album, he was working a shift at Starbucks and he was doing all the Starbucks things, getting people's names wrong and, you know, having a lot of fun and whatever. It's Ed Sheeran, I don't care, but I thought it was camp. What, are you an Ed Sheeran fan?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay. You looked shocked when I said that. Oh, you know, I went to an Ed Sheeran concert and I only went to hear one song and he didn't play it.
What? What song were you hoping for?
Barcelona. It was
What's
like
that?
it was like my favorite song at the time. I don't even know why.
How
but,
does it go?
We'll get copyrighted, so I cannot sing today. I'm so sorry.
We're not allowed to sing on here.
That's what I'm saying, so I can get out of it.
Yeah. You used to work selling coffees, didn't you?
I did.
Not at Starbucks, though.
You sell coffees right now with
I
the coffee
do.
shop job. I was at McCafe. I was doing the McCafe. I was doing the 5 a.m. starts. Toasty at the window. This car's about to drop. Can I get that ham cheese toasty, please? Triggered honestly by the McCafe days.
The beeping noises.
Yeah.
That was my first job as well, working at Macca's.
It was my last job, which is weird, right? Like
Yeah.
most people start at Macca's. It was my final job before I became
A celebrity.
a celebrity that doesn't reply to his emails.
Exactly
yeah.
right.
But you've had weird jobs as well. Don't act like you've just, you know, been a OG YouTuber and then suddenly a CEO. Like you had some weirdo jobs
Yeah.
throughout your life
I
as
really
well.
did. I tried it all. I was just a gal on a mission to find what it was that I wanted to do in life. And I was that person that I would get a job. If I didn't like it within like 2 shifts, I'd quit and get another one.
Really?
Yeah, and I was really good at job interviews. So I was full confident. Any job that I went for, I got.
Yeah.
Which was great. But it didn't make my resume look very good.
Yeah.
But then I would just
skipping
lie.
from job to job.
I would just lie, change the dates. They never called the references.
Yes.
Nobody's going to know. But do you want to know a job that I didn't almost get, but it would have been pretty funny if I did.
Mm.
When I was 19, I moved to Brisbane. Don't know why. Thought it was a fun idea at the time. And I was waitressing at the time. So when you're a waitress, you can just get a job anywhere because it's just easy and they always want waitresses. So as soon as I moved to Brisbane, got a job at a restaurant and I didn't really like it. And so I was applying online for just all other kinds of random jobs because I was just a job hopper. Anyway, there's quite a lot of strip clubs in Brisbane. I don't know if they're still there, but there was back in the day. And like some of them are like really cool. Like don't think like underground, like slimy. Like they're like really cool venues.
They're really cool, everyone. Like check them out.
Go in. Come this weekend.
We've actually got a discount code for you can use on the door.
There was this one really cool strip club.
Do you remember the name?
Yeah.
What was it?
I'm pretty sure it was Love and Rockets maybe.
Love and Rockets. While you tell this story, I'm going to Google if it still exists because we'll go.
I'm pretty sure it's Love and Rockets. I'm pretty sure that's what it was called.
All right,
don't quote me. This was over 10 years ago. Anyway, I'd worked in bars before as well. So they had a job advertised as a bar girl and a door girl. So I was like, I can do that. Like I don't want to be a stripper. I was super insecure within myself when I was 19. Like I couldn't even be naked. I had a boyfriend at the time in Brisbane. I couldn't even be like naked in front of my boyfriend. Like that's how uncomfortable I felt being naked. But I was like, I could work at the door and behind the bar. And on the ad, it specifically said no lingerie. Like you don't have to wear lingerie, but you have to wear like little booty shorts and a corset top. And I was like, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine wearing little shorts and a corset. Like I'm 19. I can do whatever I want. So I applied and then I got an interview. And I was like, yeah, this is exciting. I was also like shitting myself. And I went there like in the middle of the day on a weekday. And I wore like a business button-up shirt from Kmart and some black pants. Got to look the part. Like, I didn't know what the fuck to wear to an interview at a strip.
Look the part. They probably took one look at you and went, no.
No, I wanted to be professional. Anyway, got there. There's barely anyone in there. I walked in. I was like, hi, I'm here for the job interview.
And you came up blouse and business pants.
$15 shirt from Kmart, the blue and white pinstripe cotton button-up shirt. Someone like came up to me. I said, I'm here for the interview. And they're like, yep, that's fine. We'll have to go and get the manager. Just sit over there for the time being, like in the strip club. So yeah, I'm sitting on this little lounge in the corner and like I'm looking at the dancers. Like there's like 2 dancers up on the poles. And because it's like the middle of the day on a weekday, like there's no one in there. They're just like dancing on the poles. And I don't know how long it was that I sat there for waiting for the manager, but I reckon it was at least 20 minutes. And you can imagine how awkward I felt. And I've only been to a strip club a couple of times by this point in my life. But I think the rule is like you don't use your phone in a strip club. So I quite literally just sat there like doing nothing. And I was like, I look like I'm fucking watching the strippers in my business shirt. Like I didn't want to get my phone out.
You look like a patron.
Yes.
A very poor patron with no money and you weren't tipping the
No,
strippers.
I was literally so awkward and I didn't want to get my phone out.
It looked like you just came from a corporate job.
I know. I honestly wanted to walk out because of how awkward it was and I didn't want to get my phone out because I didn't want them to think I was videoing them, you know. So anyway, 20 minutes go by and this really confident woman comes out, introduced herself, shook my hand, and then she took me out the back. So we went out the back and down these stairs and into like the locker room area. She just looked at me straight away and she's like, now look, you have a look of a dancer. And I was not expecting that whatsoever. Like I was ready to answer questions about like working behind the bar and stuff. And she's like, look, you've got this look of a dancer. And I was like, oh, thanks. And I remember going like, oh, like I was not as confident as I am now. So I didn't really know what to say. Like I was trying to be really polite. And I was like, oh, I did do dancing for like a few years. But like jazz and tap and ballet. And then I think I was like politely trying to tell her that I'm not confident being naked, like let alone spreading my legs open and everyone just looking straight up there. Like, and basically the whole interview was her trying to persuade me into signing up to be a full-on stripper. And it was just me trying to like dig my way out of there and I was drowning. And she was like, you can come in next week for training. We'll get you in for a few training shifts because you have to train on the pole. I've never fucking danced on a pole in my life. I'm 19 years old.
I actually so respect well, sex workers in general. But when I went to schoolies, I went to a strip club on the Gold Coast with all my friends, and we kind of like all the boys were there, all the girls were there, and I was there, and I was like, oh, we're going to a strip club. Like, obviously, as a gay person, nil interest in going to a strip club where there's females on stage. Anyway, we went in. I think I had the best night out of everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was actually so mesmerized in the strength and the power
athletes, yeah.
and the femininity. This bitch was up on the roof, like 3 stories up, and the pole went from the roof to the ground. She dropped from the roof to the ground and landed in the splits. I was like, where do I get some cash out so I can tip her? Because she's an icon. So the strip club actually changed my life for the better.
I think they're really fun. But this just was, it wasn't for me, and it was not what I was expecting. Like, I thought I was going for an interview to work behind the bar and at the door, you know.
Yeah.
So I just fully got stitched up.
Right.
Even though that's what they'd advertised. By the way, did you find if that strip club?
I did. I looked it up, and Love and Rockets still exists in Fortitude Valley.
Yes, that's
Is that
where I
it
went.
was?
Yeah.
Yeah, it opens at 7:00 tonight. So
Let's
do you want to
go.
fly up?
Quick, let's get on the next flight. But anyway, I walked out of there and I was like, what the fuck just happened? Because I just wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
And this was when I had started my social media YouTubing thing. So I think I mentioned it on Instagram or something.
A question that I like to think about without manifesting though is like, what happens if, say, tomorrow everything just dried up? Like every business you have went bust, all your social media was done, Instagram got deleted, it's the end of the world. Like, what would you actually do, and what would you like fall back on?
So would social media be gone altogether, like for all businesses, or just my world?
Maybe just your world.
I think I would go and run someone else's business the way that I run mine.
Yeah, okay.
Like be a brand manager or something, or like a social media marketer. There's no job I can't do in this industry now. But I reckon that's what I would do. I'd go and get a job. I could be a buyer of a brand. I could be marketing social media.
Yeah.
Digital ads.
Yeah.
Or I would just make AJ go work full time and live off him.
Go back 100 years and make him the breadwinner, and you just be a stay-at-home nothing.
Exactly.
Look after the dogs.
Yeah.
I feel like I would go to a call center. I feel like that's easy because you got to remember, like, I don't really want anyone to see me. Like, all right, hey, fallen from grace still, and now what am I doing working at KFC George Street? Like, absolutely not, Joe. So
Hey,
in a
KFC
call center.
slaps.
In a call center, or I would then try and, like, if everything stopped tomorrow, call center until I could get like a.
Didn't you used to work in a call center?
Yeah.
And you hated it?
Yeah. But I think, again, like you at the strip club, I was a different person back then.
Yeah.
So I put up with it.
You
Whereas
could do
now,
it differently now.
I could do it differently, and I'd be able to stand up for myself. I'd be able to stand up for myself against like managers and things like that were not nice to me back then.
Yep.
I have a bit more of a backbone now, so I could definitely do that.
Speaking of jobs that we did differently back then and could do differently now, there's actually one job that I did back then that I actually couldn't do now, and I don't know how I had the confidence to do it back then. It was standing in the middle of the shopping centre selling Foxtel.
No.
I was that person in like the branded shirt and hat with like all the banners and stuff and a pamphlet, stopping people in their tracks when they're going to Woolies, going, hey, would you like to sign up for 24 months and spend all your money in one go?
Just the worst person in the world,
Yes.
really. I
And
hate the paintball ones. They go, hey, mate, want to do a paintball? I'm like, do I look? I am in a Camilla caftan, a set of nails, and a blinged out earrings, darling, and a smoky eye with a double stacked lash. There's no way I want to be doing paintball.
I've never done paintball either.
I did it once. It actually was really fun.
Why does recording these episodes go so fast?
So fast.
And I feel like we've said 3 things, but I know we've said a lot.
I know. I feel like I could keep talking for another hour. You know what? Soon we might be at 2 episodes a week if we stay at number 1 and the demand keeps up. Like,
let us know.
That's what we need. So definitely keep rating 5 stars. Leave a review if you haven't. Make sure you're following. Turn the notification bell on. And of course, let us know on social media. Send us a DM what you think we should call you. We need a listener name.
We're even open to different names as well,
Yeah.
like something that we haven't even thought of. If something pops into your mind that goes with a theme of our podcast,
Yeah,
Let
like,
us know.
are you the genuses? I don't know. Like, we need.
A lot of people have still been commenting genus to me.
I know a lot of people have been sending me pictures of their genus.
I've got
Show us
ads
your genus.
running on Facebook and Instagram for Fate for our genes, and people have been commenting, does it give you a genus?
Ah, that is
No,
so
it doesn't.
camp.
Yeah.
And it doesn't?
No.
Oh.
You heard it here first. I'm going to add that to the product
You
description.
should make a pair.
Does not give you a genus.
You should make a pair that specifically gives you a genus. I reckon they'll sell
The
out.
genus genes.
What are you doing for the rest of the day? You're heading up to Queensland or something?
Yep, I'm going on holiday.
On a holiday?
No, I'm not.
Oh.
I've got a photo shoot tomorrow, and then I'm going to 2 networking business conference events for the rest of the week, and then I come
in
home
Queensland.
Sunday.
Nice.
I'm in Queensland all week, and I'm excited because the weather's so much better up there.
Well, make sure you stop into Love and Rocket Stall. Say hi to the girls for me.
Someone working there is going to be listening to this, and I'm going to get in trouble. No hard feelings. Like, I maybe should have taken a job there. It would have been fun.
Where would you be today? You could have been the number 1 girl at that strip show, Joel.
I would have been.
Yeah.
And what are you doing for the rest of the day?
I'm heading off to record another podcast, actually. I'm actually whoring myself out to all the podcasts
The way
recently.
that you would whore your child out if you had one.
Well, hello. I have been on like 3 other podcasts this week telling everyone to listen to High Scrollers. So
Love that.
I've been putting in the work. Have you been putting in the work?
My 2-hour commute is more than enough work.
Yeah, says the girl who slept on my blow-up mattress last night.
I don't know if I'm ever going to do that again, because waking up at 4 a.m. with it on the ground is not fun.
Yeah.
But thank God yours is that like electric one or whatever it is.
I know, it blows up by itself. It's
Yeah.
nice, isn't it? Anyway, if you enjoyed today's podcast, make sure you tell a friend to join the High Scrollers Club, Joel. It's very exclusive. Anyone can join.
We do have unlimited memberships.
Yeah, there's an unlimited supply, but it will go quick. You can follow us everywhere else. For me, search All Right Hey.
And for me, search Brittney Saunders.
Anyway, Joel, I better let you go. I've got an interview at Love and Rockets.
Okay, bye.
Bye.